What's up? It's Tyler Canoles, hashtag Canoles Knows Homes. Y'all know it. Your local Huntsville realtor. We're going to get into some stats today. These are from February. They rolled them out a month after. We should have Marches pretty soon, but a couple of interesting points. And listen, look out for a video. I want to gather a little more information, but let's talk about how tariffs are going to affect the market, the housing market locally moving forward. Okay, so a couple of interesting things that I saw. So what I'm looking at right here looks at 2024 February versus current 2025 February. New listings up 6%, pending sales pretty much static 0.2. Gross sales actually down slightly, 3% from month to month, but year over year up 1%. I had an interesting one here. Okay, days on market. Days on market this time this year versus last year is up 44%. That was an interesting stat to me. So year to date that we've got, we're currently, and this is Huntsville, Madison County area, 65 days on market compared to 45 last year. So something we're definitely seeing that number continually trending up. Our median sales price here, and this was an interesting number to me as well. Month to month, last year, 339,000 was our median price. This time, February 2025, 325,000. So that is a 4% decrease from last year. And then overall year to year, looking at negative 1% change. So essentially nil compared to last year. Month to month looks a little more, that number jumps out to me a little bit. Another one that I thought was interesting that I think is obviously causing, because just as y'all are very aware, all it is price, inventory, how much do we have versus what's the demand. And if you saw the 44% increase of days on market, what's driving that? If you continue on down here, month supply of inventory, how much month supply do we have sitting out there that it's going to take to, for somebody to come buy it? Last year we had, it was 3%. It was 3 months of inventory. So if you haven't heard me talk about that before, that's a pretty common and really the best, in my opinion, snapshot of how a market is doing is month supply of inventory. Simply meaning if we continue on the trend we're going, how long will it take for all the homes currently sitting on the market to get sold? 3 months. And I believe 0 to 3 months buyer's market, 0 to 3 seller's market, 3 to 6 neutral, and then 6 plus is considered a buyer's market, meaning there's a lot more inventory, therefore you're going to have a lot more options. So it looks like it's trending that way, but also it depends on what location, because the further I get out my listings that I've got toward really far north, getting in the Hazel Green area, Meridianville, I got a listing over in New Hope right now with competing with new builds. Those things are shifting a little bit as far as days on market, but to bring it back to currently what we're looking at, that is a 17% increase month supply of inventory this year or last year to this year, February. So last year it was 3 months of inventory. Now we're at 3.5 months of inventory, which doesn't sound like a bunch, but it kind of is. It's trending more. I know people don't view it this, but it's still a seller's market, but trickling more towards a more neutral, potentially buyer's market in the far future. But again, it's all relative. Most people buying now today remember when it was really crazy during that COVID couple years before, a little bit after. And so it's definitely not that. So if you're thinking seller's market, that was a complete outlier from anything we've ever seen since they've been keeping data. Inventory of homes for sale February last year, 1,650. And then this time last year, we're up to, just call it 2,000, 20% almost. Which is why we're seeing that increase of days on market. As inventory increases, days on market is going to increase. I will say with the caveat, depending on what happens, the tariffs initially came out. It's kind of counterintuitive for what you think, and I might even bring a professional on to kind of walk us through that. But basically, when the tariffs initially came out, it lowered the mortgage rate to anything crazy. I think it was like mid sixes, and now it's creeped back up. Point being, it's going to be volatile. But if that number drops, that inventory will be eat up pretty quickly. I think that gives us a good snapshot. We will have March numbers pretty quickly. If you're looking to buy or sell, give me a call. Thank y'all so much. Tyler Canoles, Canoles Knows Homes.